I came round to see you so we could go out for a drink. Not to sit here listening to you playing chopsticks on your calculator. How's 1 and 1? Still struggling?
Look, Steve, I'm doing an inventory, all right? It's as much for your benefit as it is for mine. It will enable us to perform a cost analysis and to project ahead for contingencies.
What, you mean like when the floorboard's giving? And that's pretty imminent the way you and Sonia have been giving them a battering.
What do you mean?
I know what you've been up to, Brian, you and Sonia. Been round here pandering your whims like nobody's business.
You keep your putrid little innuendos to yourself. Sonia's still living in her flat and I'm still paid up with the bedsitter, don't forget. I just stay here occasionally so that people will know the boat belongs to someone.
Don't kid me, Brian. You only stay over here when it's your nookie nights.
Look, Steve, you keep your nose out of my boat maintenance activities and I won't ask about yours.
Oh, my love life ceased to exist. I got so little traffic round the erogenous zones, you think they had double yellow lines painted on it.
Ah, now there you are. There it is in black and white. It's very much as I anticipated, actually, Steve. I don't even think an accountant could quibble with those figures. I thought it would be in that region.
What region's that? Tropic of Obscurity?
You can read, can't you? That's the final figure. That's what ultimately made it. 3.5.
Oh, 3.5. Self-explanatory. Of course, it's 3.5 tons of belly buttons, isn't it? Or is it 3.5 yards of fallopian tubes?
That's what it will cost in maintenance, repairs and mooring charges to turn the boat into a going concern. £3,500.
£3,500? You're living with a cuckoo peckers, you are, Brian. You haven't got a little red car with lollipop wheels and a mate called Big Ears and all, have you? Where are you going to get your paws on that sort of money?
Well, I'll borrow it from my bank, of course. Or somewhere else. Well, there's multitudinous financial avenues to be explored. We knew it was going to take money. Well, this is the amount of money it's going to take.
And when we don't get it, what do we do then?
We will get it. And if we don't get it, well, we'll just have to sell the boat.
We only just bought it.
London moorings are very expensive and in short supply.
Then you should have thought of that before you lashed out.
Well, anyone can be wise after the event.
It takes real class talent to be a pillock beforehand.
What are you getting so dewy-eyed for anyway? I thought you didn't like the boat.
I didn't. I'm not saying I do, I don't. But you can't get rid of it now. Not after all we've done. Going down to Bristol and falling in the docks and everything.
Look, Steve, I don't want to get rid of it. I just want to do it up properly. And if we can't afford to do it up properly and thoroughly, then I don't want to do it at all.
Honestly, Brian, in your hands, the pursuit of perfection is a weapon for self-inflicted torture. I mean, why can't you live with a little filth like normal people?
I'm fed up with grime and squalor. I want a better life, sort of starched, with extra whiteness and special ingredients and new magic formulas. I want a life with creases in its trousers, not a life with its flies permanently undone.
No one is going to lend us £3,500. Not even Shylock Industries. Be an act of criminal insanity.
Well, personally, Steve, I don't see the money as being a great obstacle. I mean, borrowing, well, it's normal business practice, isn't it? I mean, money, well, least of our worries. Hey, come on, let's go to the pub then. I've got just about enough for 2 halves. I hope it doesn't come to selling the boat. That's an item of news I wouldn't like to wrap up Sonia's chips in.
No, you really have to clamp on your shin pads and gird up your armour-plated codpiece for an undertaking like that.
I know she'd be disappointed.
Yeah, not to mention livid. Come on, it's raining.
I mean, I'm quite confident we'll get the loan. I mean, it's such a good project. And the first thing we do when we get some money is to find proper moorings.
Why? What's wrong with leaving the boat tied up here?
Well, people have been complaining.
Who?
The car park attendant.
Now, give us a hand. Packing, wiping your boots on my hair, will you?
Brian, help me down! Brian!
I get nosebleeds, Brian. Brian!
Hello, Sonia.
Hello, Brian. Nice of you to drop round. Hello, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
So, how's the boat and everything?
Well, it's the boat I wanted to talk to you about, actually. Have you got a minute?
Well, yeah, I'll have to serve if anyone comes in mind.
What's this stuff in here?
It's kidney beans.
Oh.
Well, the thing is, Sonia...
Now about this muck in here.
It's Bombay's snack.
And what's this rubbish?
It's called Karachi Crunch, if you must know.
Looks like dehydrated pigeons dropping.
Just leave things alone, will you, Steve? Now, the thing is, Sonia, I've costed out how much we'll need to convert the boat
Have you
into
seen this? There's a sack of old tree roots down there.
That happens to be ginseng from Siberia.
Oh, in prison for its political views, was it?
Just leave it out, will you, Steve?
I only want to know what you do with it.
You make tea out of it.
Well, why's that then?
Why's what, then?
Well, why do you make tea out of it?
Well, what would you make out of it?
Well, going by its appearance, you'd be better off making compost out of it.
Look, Steve, it's basically a herb, but it has these sort of other qualities, you know. It sort of enhances your vitality and deepens your inner consciousness, and it sort of helps when you want to project through the astral plane and join with the totality of the cosmos.
Is it any good for wind?
You must have heard of ginseng, surely. Even an ignoramus like you. It's sort of homeopathic. It's endorsed by lots of famous people.
Oh.
Well? Just put it back in the sack, will you? Now, about the boat, Sonia.
I've been telling everybody about it, you know.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of good vibrations from people, a lot of very positive feedback, you know.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, I mean, I've been broached by Parsons Green lesbians and Fulham asthma sufferers, and West London radicals are wondering if they could use the boat one night a week for the promulgation of left-wing dialectic.
What, you mean they want somewhere quiet to smoke a joint, do you?
Yeah, well, all in good time, Sonia. I mean, we've got to walk before we can run, haven't we? Or even crawl before we can toddle. And at the moment, the Enterprise is still very much in the pram.
What's this?
It's a bloody fig!
Well, who's going to buy these? They're all dried up.
They're supposed to be dried up, Steve. People buy them because they're dried up. If they weren't dried up, people wouldn't buy them. I mean, you don't go out for raisins and come back with grapes, do you? People want dry figs. They don't want wet ones. Wet figs are just a bad scene.
I think we're all getting a little overwrought. Well, Sonia, I'll have to go shortly. The situation is this, you see. I'm going to try and get a loan from the bank. But if I don't get enough to make the boat habitable and to convert it into our, well, floating craft shop, to put it one way.
Sinking scrapyard, to put it another.
Yeah, well, failing the loan,
It's all right, Brian, I know what you're going to say. And if you're getting worried about having things to sell in the craft shop, well, don't be, because I've already started making them.
No.
Yeah, all the waterway designs and that, like they do with buckets and kettles. Hang on, I'll show you.
No, Sonia,
Hey, you're doing well, aren't you? Really socking it.
Oh, belt up.
Straighten your shoulders, open the door, walk straight in and start beating about the bush.
It'd be a damn sight easier if you stopped trying to hyphenate yourself into the conversation.
You could break the record for man-powered flight, the amount of wind she puts up you.
Plus, consideration does not equal having the wind up.
Here you are. It's all done in the traditional waterways arts and crafts scene, you know?
It's not arts and crafts. That's heavy plant and machinery.
Do you like it, Brian?
Oh, yes. It's not a kettle, is it?
I can see it's not a kettle.
No, I mean... Well, it's an oil drum.
Well, I had to start on something, and this is the sort of thing that will really sell, the sort of thing that people really want, you know?
Oh, yeah. Should you happen to run into a Jamaican steel band cruising up the road.
It's new wave furniture, Brian. The functional transformed into the decorative by a stroke of the artist's brush. Like they make chairs out of scaffolding poles. It's so high technology.
It's a load of cods. Hey, what are these?
Oh, just leave things alone, Steve.
No, that's all right. Steve can have some of those.
What are they called?
They're what we call chilies, Steve.
Oh, chilies. Oh, yes, I should have some of those, Steve. Treat yourself to a few chilies.
Yeah, you like chilies.
Everyone likes chilies.
Don't seem to taste them much.
Oh, we'll have a few more.
Oh, ta. No, they don't seem to taste them much at all. Bloody hell. Kissed a glass of water, they detonated in your guts.
Water? I've not heard of water, have you, Sonia?
No, Brian, I don't think I have.
That were a dirty trick.
You've only yourself to blame.
I feel like I've been chomping away at volcano-flavoured chewing gum.
Oh, not in the ashtray, Steve, for crying out.
Sorry. Sorry.
Hey, I feel a mite apprehensive about the bank. It's 20 minutes to go.
And you still never told Sonia, did you? About maybe having to sell the boat?
Well, the moment wasn't apt.
You wouldn't know in that moment if it crawled up your trouser leg.
Look, Steve, some things require delicate handling.
Yeah, I know. They come in size 36 cup.
There are such things in life as diplomacy, sensitivity, and tact.
I've got diplomacy, mate. I've got tact. I know how to eclipse myself and when to find the fog.
You, tact? Let me recall a past incident to your ambassadorial mind. School, 1975, remedial fifth. One afternoon, Francis Pomeroy had recently suffered a bereavement. Who strolls into the classroom but yours truly? "Hello, Francis," he says. "I hear your dad's dead."
It's only trying to make conversation.
You haven't got a drop of tact in your whole body. If tact were blood, you'd need an 8-pint transfusion. Anyway, it won't come to selling the boat. I know it won't. Plenty of monetary avenues to explore. Hey, I'm going to make a quick phone call.
I reckon every time an impulse goes down a telephone wire, Busby has a knee trembler.
Listen, I've thought of someone who'll lend us money, interest-free.
Who?
Who'd you think? Dad.
Dad? He's financial havoc in Neon Lights. He owes himself money.
Well, it's worth a try.
You think so? He doesn't know head from tails. If he had shekels, he'd rub ointment on them.
Oh, come on.
No, not at all. No, I quite understand, Dad. Yes, well, in the circumstances, no. Right, well, I'll get a postal order off to you as soon as possible. Oh, Steve's here, by the way. Would you like a quick word? I'll put him on.
I'm not here.
Take it. Speak to him.
Hello, Dad, how are you? Yeah, not so bad. How's yourself? Can't complain. Is he really? Oh, never mind. No, just a bit of rain. It's not too cold. Is he really? Oh dear. I think that's the pips. I'll hand you back to Brian.
Right, here we go then.
That's the stuff, Bri.
Keep your fingers crossed for me then.
Fingers, legs and eyeballs.
Nothing ventured, eh?
No, none but the brave deserve the overdraft facilities.
I'm confident, though. I'm very confident.
That's what we like to hear.
Will you wait for me?
No, I'll see you back at the bed sit. If you're confident you're going to get the loan, then there's something I got to do. I'll see you.
Oh, hang on, Steve. I'm not that confident.
And what is the value of the boat?
Is that the net value or the gross value?
On an asset, isn't that the same thing?
Oh, yes. Sorry. It's £420.
And you own it outright?
No, it's a joint purchase. I own a half, my young lady owns a quarter, and my brother owns a third.
So, Mr. Webber, if I understand you are right, you want to borrow £3,500 on security of 420.
Well, people do borrow more on less.
To do what?
Well, buy houses.
But this is a bank, not a building society. And we're talking about a houseboat, not a house. Pitch and planks aren't bricks and mortar.
I feel it's a very sound business investment.
Well, what is your present occupation?
Well, at the moment, I'm working in a filling station, pending the results of my A-levels.
Then you intend to become a student?
Yes, hopefully.
And how are you going to repay this loan from student grant?
Well, the business should be self-supporting by then, and my young lady will be running the craft shop, and there are lots of people who are interested in using the boat's facilities for which we can charge.
Who?
Well, West London radicals, Parsons Green lesbians.
I think we'll need sounder collateral than the patronage of minority groups.
But you see, with the money, we'd fit out the boat to sell crafts and also to take tourists up the canals.
Ah, good. So you have permission from the GLC?
Well, no, not yet.
But you've applied?
Well, no, not yet.
Mr. Webber, I really don't think you've done your homework at all. I mean, what do you know about running a business?
Well, I can use a cash register. I mean, I have to handle money at the garage, you know.
You don't need to raise your voice, Mr. Webber.
I'm not raising my voice.
Then could you keep the whispering down to a reasonable level?
I'm sorry, beg your pardon.
Not at all.
It's just, if only you could see the wonderful things we have to sell. The peanut butter, the sandals. My girlfriend makes them all. If only you could have a look at her oil drums. And you could see their potential immediately.
Mr. Webber, this is a very impressive pitch you're giving me. And while I might admire the visionary nature of your enterprise while sitting in front of my home fire, while I'm sitting behind this desk, all I can be is practical.
You won't give us the loan?
Small businesses are veering to the wall like cars out of control. We can hardly put a learner driver behind a wheel of £3,500.
Well, if this is the way to encourage initiative...
All right, Mr. Webber, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll allow you a proportion of your loan if you can raise the rest from other sources.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you very much. How much could you let us have?
Oh, £30?
Am I better off having it on display or on semi-display?
It all depends on how much you want to spend.
Well, I want to sort of catch the eye, you know, have a lot of impact. Leap off the page and grab your attention.
Well, what is it you want to put in?
Yes, well, vacancy in double bedsit, self-contained, all mod cons, would suit nurse or air hostess, £12.50 a week, preference given to heavy smoker. How much to put that in?
Put that in the accommodation column, first two words in bold type, triple insertion, be £18.90.
Oh, it's expensive, isn't it?
Well, it's read by 500,000 people.
Oh, no, I take your point, no. But do you reckon that's punchy copy, do you? I mean, I know it's not Saatchi and Saatchi, but do you reckon it's all right?
I'm sure it's quite adequate. Look, do you want to think about it?
No. Look, how much for 2 insertions instead of 3?
£14.50.
And if I only had the one, how much would that be?
That's £8.
Right, I tell you what. Just put it in the afternoon edition.
I'd like to put an advertisement in, please.
Oh, certainly, sir. What classification?
Do you have a classification boats for sale?
Hi, Bri. You right?
Hello, Steve.
You got all the loot, then? Where's your big sack of caboodle?
Oh, yeah. Do you want a cup of tea?
Yeah, all right, cheers. Well, how's the Great Restoration Fund, Stanley? We got enough for a new roof and steeple, have we?
Doesn't stand anywhere at all.
How do you mean?
I didn't get the loan.
But why not? You were so confident.
I know I was confident. It was misplaced, wasn't it? They didn't think the boat was a tenable proposition.
Why?
Oh, they didn't think we'd costed it out properly. They didn't think we'd assessed the market properly. They didn't think... Well, anyway, we didn't get it. So I've done the only sensible thing. I put the boat up for sale.
You what?
I put the boat up for sale. It's in there.
You mean you're not going to move out and live on it?
Well, not now, no.
Well, you'll have to.
Why?
Well, I'm renting out your bed. There.
You what?
I've advertised your bed.
Will suit nurse or air hostess? You pillock!
Ah, typical. When I'm sensible and look to the future, I'm a pillock.
Do you really think any nurse or air hostess, after a strenuous day with the kidney balls or a hard day up in the clouds, want to come back here and flop out in a place like this?
Well, why not? I do, you do. Well, you used to.
Oh, Steve, there's no Santa Claus. There are no elves, no pixies, and there are no sex-mad nurses and rampant air hostesses. They're a myth. They don't exist.
They do. You read about them in the paper.
Those stories are just big gaping holes of improbability, stitched together with narrative threads from porny magazines.
Look, Brian, all because you've had such a sheltered upbringing, it doesn't...
Who could that be?
It's a nurse. She got a Morris Minor.
Look, I still live here, you know.
We'll see about that.
Oh, good evening. I understand there's accommodation to let.
Oh, no, sorry. You must have the wrong address.
So much for the Holy Grail and the redemptive qualities of the nursing profession.
She wasn't a nurse. She were a tractor with a skirt on.
Size of her muscles, she could flick bedpans around like they were frisbees.
If you fell ill, she'd frighten you back to health. Oh, talking of which, there's Sonia.
Oh. I better go tell her about the boat, eh?
I'll bring them over. Hey, do you know what the ancient Egyptians used to do to the bearers of bad tidings?
Oh, yes. Stab them, I suppose.
No, worse than that. It'd turn you into a eunuch.
I'm glad you told me that. That'll be very useful.
See, that was their philosophy. No news is good news, and bad news is no cobblers.
Just get Sonia a drink, will you? Hello, Sonia.
Hello, Brian.
Steve is just getting the drinks. What have you got there?
We sort of memorandums, you know, like a rosters and rotas schedule.
I went to the bank to see about the loan.
Yeah, well, more and more people are getting really interested boat-wise, you know, Brian. I haven't been sort of blowing our trumpet about it, really, but I have been kind of ringing our bell, and a lot of people have been saying, hey, that sounds like a really great bell on your handlebars. Let's have a ride on the bike.
Oh, have they?
Yeah. People are very keen, mustard-wise, to make full use of the boat's communalities.
It's not under public ownership, Sonia.
I just kind of see the boat as being a gondola of a global village. A conveyance for all, you know. I mean, is it a lively beginning or is it a dead end? Is it a through road or is it a car park? I mean, do we
Sonia,
go
it's no good. It's all off. The ad's in the newspaper. I'm selling the boat. I didn't get the loan.
Oh, Brian, I'm ever so sorry. If you'd have told me straight away, I wouldn't have gone on about it.
Oh, I couldn't, Sonia. I just couldn't. You were so happy, so keen. And you'd painted your oil drums and everything. I just let people down, don't I? Now I've let you down.
Oh, you haven't, Brian. It doesn't matter. The oil drum's only an artifact. You mean more to me than an artifact. People are more important than man-made fibres, you know?
Thanks, Sonia. Yeah, there'll be other rainbows, eh?
Yeah.
News broken. All friends. Krista P.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, come on, Steve, sit down.
Yeah, pull one up. Look, I want to talk to both of you. Now, with a bit of luck, we'll sell the boat for a small profit. We'll have some money. We've learnt by our experiences. And I've got another plan.
Oh, no. Or is it this time? Buy a bulldozer and take people water skiing? Not another plan, eh?
No, this one is a good one.
You said that about the last one.
No, I've read it up. I got a book from the library.
A book from the library. Kiss of death.
Oh, look, Steve, give Brian a chance. Come on.
We keep the craft shop idea. We retain the mobility idea. We just transfer it to dry land. Listen, we get a second-hand, but genuine, horse-drawn gypsy caravan. Hey?
Well done, Bry. You take and leave her at last. An horse-drawn sodding caravan, clip blooming cloth. That really knocks the coconut shells together, that one.
No, you're not trying to picture it, though, Steve.
Oh, yes, I am. Cross me palm with silver, crystal ball in one hand, pound of lucky clothes pegs in the other. Fortunes told, futures gazed into, washing absconded with.
Just think what we could do.
Oh, yeah. We can start a scrap recovery business at the side of the road, specialising in old horses and knackered nosebag reclamation. Old Sonia there with a basket under her arm, flogging daffs and trying to look swarthy. Romany Sonia, stupid Steve and Gypsy Bry with his big gold earrings and his moleskin leggings. What'll we do next? Sew bells on and go clog dancing?
All right, Steve, that'll do. I know you. I know your tactics. But you can't bludgeon over the head with ludicrous argument. You stab in the back with a cheap laugh. Well, you don't bother me.
Sonia, you got some sense, you tell him.
Look, Brian, you've heard what Steve's just said. Well, ignore him, because I think it's a wonderful idea.
£500.
Thanks very much. And there you are.
Right, that away. I love restoring these old boats, you know. It's a real passion with me.
There's plenty to restore there.
Aye. You'll have been watering it, of course.
What? Pardon?
Hey?
Well, if you don't water the wood, the plants shrink. You put the boat back in the water, and down she goes.
Whoa! Hold it! Okay, Robert!
How fast can you cash a cheque?